Hey guys, it's Alexis, aka The Sloth Reader, and I'm here today to do another Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday is hosted by Thoughts on Tome, so I will link her channel down below, as well as the Goodreads group where we list all the topics and such. This week's topic is your favorite spooky settings. I am a huge lover of the horror genre. I don't read very many horror books, but I absolutely love horror movies. I didn't really love horror movies my entire life. It really wasn't until I was in high school that I really started to develop a love for horror movies. And so I also really love that, and I love horror TV shows. And so I was super excited when this tag came up because I was like, yes, perfect, I can talk about spooky stuff. So I will just get into it. Sorry, my cat is playing with a jingle toy, so that's going to be in the background the whole time. I absolutely apologize. The first spooky setting I am going to mention is zombie apocalypse. I am a huge fan of the zombie apocalypse genre. I actually frequently read this book, This Is Not a Test, by Courtney Summers, and I really, really enjoyed it. There's just something that I absolutely love about the zombie apocalypse narrative. I appreciate just the look at humanity that it provides as like society breaks down and people aren't withheld by social norms. It's like, do they try to struggle and hold on to civility, or do they return to this animal instinct? And zombies are super spooky to me. I have an irrational fear of them, and so I absolutely love books that are about the zombie apocalypse, and I'm always desperate for more, and I just absolutely love the human side of a zombie apocalypse story because it's so interesting to me. And I couldn't really find a book that exactly fit what I was going for, so I'm just going to hold up The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman because I love Alison Goodman and she's fantastic. But the setting I'm going to talk about is like a supernatural horror Victorian setting, and for this I guess you could say kind of think Penny Dreadful. So pretty much anything that follows along the lines of Penny Dreadful, where it's dark, it's gory, it's Victorian, and it has that juxtaposition of like this dark supernatural underworld with like this Victorian society. I love that. It's one of the reasons that I absolutely adore Penny Dreadful, the TV show, which is fantastic, and I highly recommend it. And so I know that this is like a supernatural Regency era story, and so it kind of fits into the same idea. I think this one is not quite as dark maybe as I was really thinking, but I'm excited to check this one out, and if you guys have any other recommendations that fall along that Penny Dreadful line, I would absolutely love to have them. The next spooky setting I'm going to mention is abandoned spaceships, and I hold up Illuminae because there are two aspects of Illuminae that make it very creepy. There is this disease running rampant, and there's also a murderous AI system. But something about being on a spaceship in the middle of space and you're abandoned, or there's some imminent threat and there's no one coming to help you, is so absolutely terrifying to me. And it's one of the reasons I absolutely loved Illuminae. And this goes back to one of my all-time favorite movies is Alien, and that, of course, follows a crew who are being hunted down by this alien creature, the Xenomorph, as it's basically tearing its way through them, and they basically can't call on anyone to help, and they have to figure out a way to fight, and I just absolutely love that, and it's so horrifying to me, and for that it definitely makes it on this list. So, of course, I couldn't mention an abandoned ship in space if I wasn't going to talk about being stranded in open water, which is equally as horrifying because you can see for miles and miles around you and see that there is absolutely no one coming to help you. I especially like, I've read a couple of short stories where it's in open water and it's like one of them is infected and gonna turn into a zombie, and that definitely was super awesome, so I appreciate that. But yeah, being stranded in open water, whether it's on a raft or on a boat, or stranded on an island even in open water, is super horrifying to me. There's just, I love the ocean, I'm not terrified of the ocean, but also like just the absolute desolation of that is so horrifying, and so it definitely makes it onto this list for just being absolutely terrifying. The last one I'm going to mention is a kind of last of humanity setting. The Forest in Hands and Teeth tells the story of a small village of survivors during the zombie apocalypse who live in this gated community in the woods. And they are the last of humanity just in this little village. And so pretty much anything where it's like the last of humanity is crowded in this area, and they've put up walls or any other form of defense, almost like Shingeki no Kyojin or Awari no Seraph for some manga references to the same type of thing. That's really horrifying to me, and this is a zombie apocalypse story, so the last of humanity thing kind of goes along with that, where it's horrifying to me because it's like, when society breaks down, what do we do as people? And these stories typically look at humanity and what it means to be human and what sets us apart from whatever it is that's hunting us, be it zombies or vampires or werewolves or titans or whatever. And so I absolutely love books that focus on like the last bit of humanity as they're struggling to survive. Alright guys, so that was it for this week's Top 5 Wednesday. You guys should let me know what is your favorite horror movie or your favorite horror TV show, because I could talk about this for days and I love it. And I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!